Hello everybody and welcome back to another Snake Room tutorial. This is going to be part 2, compromising the network in my series Securing Your Digital Information. We're going to pick up where we left off in part 1, compromising the router. And in compromising the router, I showed you how to crack into the security code and get inside of the network. So now that we're in, we still have our spoofed MAC address, which is our hardware ID. We have that spoofed, so we're incognito, so to say. First thing we want to do is find out who's on the network and what numbers, what their address is. Now I already know, because of this sweet conky config I have set up, that my local IP is 192.168.1.102, so obviously the other person on the network is 101. But if you don't know that, you can go ahead and open up a terminal, do your if config. Okay, now right here it's going to show you that your IP address 192.168.1.102, so you know where to start. And you could go ahead and open up a nmap and do the -O if you want for an operating system, so you could try to figure out what operating system they have. And I'm scanning between the ports of 100 and 110. Since I'm 102, it's probably going to be somewhere around there. We'll see what happens. Now it's starting to scan. Now obviously while it's scanning, I'll tell you real quick, I'm going to be doing this in a virtual machine. We're using Windows 7 Ultimate with up-to-date AVG, antivirus, and firewall. So here's a picture here. We can go ahead while we're at it and test and make sure we got internet connection, which we do. Okay, our nmap scan's done, and let's see what it told us. Okay, we know we're 1 at 2, so they must be 101. Imagine that. Running Windows, Microsoft 7, Vista, or 2008. Which basically is going to tell us that it's going to be a hard time, to say the least, to try to crack. You're not going to be able to use any of the nice GUI tools like Armitage. So it actually even has an option. You could do a Hail Mary and it'll throw everything it has at it, which I already tried to do and it didn't, wasn't able to penetrate it. So we're going to do it the fun way, the hard way. Alright, so now we know where we're at. Our victim's 101, we're 102. Let's get started. First thing we're going to want to do, and this is our cheat sheet, we're just going to run down. We already did this. Now we're going to echo 1, all this crap, and what that's going to do is allow IP forwarding for our computer. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to do a little man-in-the-middle attack here. That's basically what this tutorial's consisting of. And first thing we got to do is, first let's open up a couple more terminals. Not that many. Now this is important, at least I think so. Don't go ahead and start that yet. Get your other end of it and get that set up. What it's doing is it's saying, hey, tell 101, our victim, that we're 1.1, the router. And go ahead and tell the router that we're the victim. Okay? Now I find that if you do these as close together as you can, it seems to work the best. So now we should be middleman, and now we can go back to our Windows, to our victim here, and make sure they're still getting internet. Which they are, so that's a good sign. We're middlemaning. Now, some things we want to do now that we're middlemaning. Let's go ahead and do some URL snarfing and see where people's going. Okay, I'm the victim, the lowly victim. I'm searching around. Maybe I'm going to Facebook. Okay, and this is just giving me all the information. Everything. Even tells you, it tells you URL requests you don't even get to see. So very powerful tool. Okay. Let's try something else I like. Moving along with our list, we're down to driftnet. And this is pretty cool here. And there you have it. Check that out. Any pictures that they're seeing, we're seeing too. Pretty cool, huh? Well, what if we could find out what passwords they're typing? That would be some useful information. Well, we can. That's the next thing we're going to do. So, let's go ahead and close driftnet. And now what we have to do is we have to tell our IP tables to direct the traffic from 80 to this port, 10,000. So let's go ahead and tell it that. And we're going to go ahead and open up sslstrip. Okay, now we're going to open up another terminal. And we're going to tell it to tail a bunch of shit and to start funneling out our sslstrip log where this information is going to. Alright. Let's see what happens. Let's go to Facebook. And what do we have? Email equals fake@gmail.com. Pass equals no password here. Ooh, crazy. Let's try something else. Email equal, where the hell are we at here? Here we go. Email equals tester. Password equals none here either. Okay, let's try something even better. Let's try PayPal. Oh, there we go. Retard@gmail.com. Login password lame ass. Now, let's try something else pretty cool. Let's do a bank. Okay. Yeah, let's see. Now, what the hell is going on here? Of course it doesn't want to let us do a bank. And we're just freezing up. Great. That might have been the last password that we snuffed, fellas. Yeah, I'll tell you what, we'll end that in a good note, but I can already tell you that if that site would have came up and we would have went to we forgot our password, it'd ask you for your credit card number, then it'd ask you for your credit card PIN number, and then it'd ask you for your account information, your account number. And when you type it in, it all funnels right through here. So you can already see so far the victim didn't even really make a mistake yet. So this is all hindering upon the fact that we were able to get in through the router. So stay tuned for part 3. In part 3, it's going to be compromising the system, and it gets even more exciting. So until then, have a nice day.